Hello, students. It's Mrs. Cutler again. Say, I hope you had a great day today. It's evening and it's time for Read Aloud. I'm excited. It's Friday and our spring break starts. So I hope you're excited too for spring break. And I'm crossing my fingers that we're going to get some nice dry weather and hopefully some sunshine for spring break. We have just a few chapters left of our book that we've been reading, Among the Hidden. And I'm excited tonight to read chapter 27 with you. It's an average length chapter, so we'll read the entire chapter and then we only have a couple chapters left. So the week after spring break, we'll finish up this book and you can take AR tests on it. Hope you had a great day, and I'm going to get started with chapter 27. Luke stifled his instinct to run. He turned around as slowly as he could. Guns had been outlawed for everyone but government officials long before he was born, but he recognized the object pointed at him from books and Dad's descriptions. Dad had always talked about hunting rifles and shotguns, big guns to bring down deer and wolves. This gun was smaller, meant to kill humans. All that flashed through Luke's mind before he looked beyond the gun to the man holding it. He was tall and fleshy, his expensive clothes only partially hiding his bulk. Luke had seen him only from a distance before. "You're Jin's dad," he said. "I didn't ask you who I was," the man snapped. "Who are you?" Luke exhaled slowly. "A friend of Jen's," he said cautiously. Only because he was watching very closely did he see the man lower the gun just a fraction of an inch. "Please," Luke said, "I just want to know where she is." This time the man clearly relaxed his gun hand. He circled around behind Luke and he snapped off the computer. "Jen says you have to park the hard drive before you do that," Luke said. "How do you know about Jen?" the man asked. He narrowed his eyes. Luke blinked. The man was bargaining, he realized, offering to negotiate. He wanted something from Luke before he could tell Luke anything about Jen. But what? "I'm a third child too," Luke said finally. The man's expression didn't change, but Luke thought he saw a flicker of interest in his eyes. "I'm a neighbor. I found out about her and I started coming over when I could." "How did you know she was here?" the man said. "I saw..." Luke didn't want to get her in trouble. "I saw lights when I knew everyone was gone. I guessed. I really wanted there to be another third child for me to meet." "So Jen was careless," the man said, with an edge to his voice that Luke didn't understand. No, Luke said uncertainly. I was observant." The man nodded, only to accept Luke's answer. Then he sat down in the chair by the empty computer desk and he rested the gun on his leg. Luke took that as a sign that the conversation might last long enough for him to find out some more information about Jen. "Did Jen teach you how to disable our alarm?" the man asked. Luke saw no point in lying. Yes, but I have screwed up since you came." "No," the man said. "If you'd screwed up, the security guards would have come. But I have it set so I'm automatically notified if the system's shut down while I'm away. Given the circumstances, I decided to investigate myself." Luke longed to ask what circumstances he meant, but the man was already asking another question. "So what else did you and Jen do together?" the man said. Luke couldn't understand why he sounded so accusatory. "Nothing," Luke said. I mean, we talked a lot. She showed me the computer. She wanted me to go to the rally, but I was too scared." Too late, Luke thought, to wonder if the man knew about the rally. Was Luke betraying Jen's confidence? But the man didn't seem surprised. He was studying Luke as intently as Luke had been studying him. "Why didn't you stop her?" the man asked. "Stop Jen? Well, that's like trying to stop the sun," Luke said. The man gave Luke the faintest of smiles, one that contained no happiness. "Just remember that," he said. "So where is she?" Luke asked. The man looked away. "Jen's..." His voice broke. "Jen's no longer with us. She..." She's dead, the man said harshly. Somehow, Luke had known without wanting to know. He still stumbled backwards in shock. He bumped into the couch and sagged into it. No, he said, not Jin. No, you're lying. His ears roared. He thought crazy things. This is a dream, a nightmare. I will make myself wake up. He remembered Jin talking a mile a minute, gesturing wildly. How could she be dead? He tried to picture her lying still, not moving. Dead. It was impossible. The man was shaking his head helplessly. I'd give anything to have her back, he whispered. But it's true. I saw. They gave us the body. Special privileges for a government official. His voice was so bitter Luke could barely listen. And we couldn't even bury her in the family plot. We couldn't take a bereavement day off work. We couldn't even tell anyone why we were going round with red eyes and aching hearts. No, we just had to pretend to be the same old family of 4 that we'd always been. How? Luke asked. How'd she die? He was thinking if the car had wrecked, it wouldn't be so bad. Or maybe it had nothing to do with the rally. Maybe she just got really sick. They shot her, his father said. They shot all of them. All 40 kids at the rally, gunned down right in front of the president's house. The blood flowed into the rose bushes, but they had the sidewalk scrubbed before the tourists came, so nobody would know. Luke started shaking his head. No, and he couldn't stop. But Jin said there'd be too many people there to shoot. And she said there'd be thousands, Luke protested, as if Jin's word could change what he was hearing. Our Jin had too much faith in the bravery of her fellow hidden, Jin's father said. Luke flinched. I told her I couldn't go, he said. I told her, it's all my fault. No, Jin's dad said quietly, and you couldn't have stopped her. It's not your fault. There were plenty of other people who deserved the blame. They probably would have shot 1,000 or 15,000. They don't care. His face twisted. Luke thought he had never seen such pain, not even the time that Matthew dropped a sledgehammer on his foot. Tears began to spill down Jin's father's face. What I don't understand is, why did she do this? This children's crusade. She wasn't stupid. We'd been warning her about the population police all her life. Did she really think that the rally would work? He said. Yes, Luke assured him. Then, unbidden, the last words she'd spoken to him came back to him. We can hope. After she told him hope was worthless, maybe she knew the rally would fail. Maybe she even knew that she would probably die. He remembered the first day that he'd met her, that she'd cut her hand to cover up the drops of blood on the carpet. There was something strange in Jin that he couldn't quite understand that made her willing to sacrifice herself to help others, or to try to. I think at first she thought the rally would work, Luke told Jin's dad, and then, even when she wasn't sure, she still had to go. She wouldn't call it off. Why? Jin's dad said, sobbing. Why did she want to die? No, Luke said. She wanted to live, not die, not hide, live. The words played over and over and over again in his brain. Not hide, live, not hide, live. As long as he held on to them, he felt that Jin was there. She'd just left the room for a minute to get some potato chips maybe, and soon she'd be back to lecture him then about that they both deserved a better life, better than hiding. He could believe it was her voice echoing in his ears. But if he let go of the words for a minute, he was lost. He felt like the world was spinning away from him, and he was all alone. He wanted to cry out, Jen, come back! As if she could hear him and stop the spinning and come to him. As if from a great distance, Luke heard Jin's father sigh and blow his nose in a businesslike way. You may not be ready to hear this, he said, but... Dizzily, Luke raised his head and he listened half-heartedly. When you logged into that chat room, Jin's father said, a buzzer went off in a room in the population police headquarters. They're monitoring the chat room very closely. They found it after the rally. I've managed to cover up things about Jin, but they'll trace your message back to our computer. The population police are backlogged right now, following up leads from the rally. So I have a day or two to come up with a plausible explanation. But if they investigate too carefully, you may be in danger. More than usual? Luke said sarcastically. Jen's dad took the question seriously. Yes. They will begin actively looking for you. They'll search every house around this one. It wouldn't take them long to find you. A chill ran down Luke's spine. So he would die just like Jen. Or not like her. She went bravely. He would be caught like a mouse in a hole. But if you'll let me, Jen's dad continued, I could get you fake ID. You can be miles away from here before they come looking. You would do that for me? Luke asked. Why? Because of Jen. But how? I have connections, you see. Jen's dad hesitated. I work for the population police. Wow. Chapter 28. Okay, like I mentioned before, we just have a couple chapters left of our read aloud. It is really getting amazing, and just wait till the next book. This is a series of, I believe it's 7 or 8 books, and we'll probably have time to read at least 3 or 4 of these. Hopefully we can get those in before the end of the year, but I will continue on with our read alouds on video, and I have the next books here at home, so we'll start those. And also to kick off our spring break week, I have a special surprise for you. If you go on Class Dojo, the other 4th grade teachers and I made a really fun video today. It's going to be super exciting for you to watch. As you may know, my plan was to go to Hawaii for spring break, but that didn't work out. So we kind of made a little trip to the beach today. And so you'll have to check that out. We took Mrs. Pearl with us. So watch our video. It's a jib jab video, and I think you're going to enjoy that. So happy spring break, the kickoff to our spring break. Have a fabulous week, and I will be back with you after our spring break, and we will finish up our book, Among the Hidden. All right. See you next time.